Hello, baseball fans. Welcome back to another game in this New York Yankees complete series playthrough for Out of the Park Baseball. We are at game 93 and we are playing against the Cubs. So let's get right into the game as we play the game versus the Cubs. So we need some pictures. Let's get those pictures first. And there you go. Just like that, we got pictures for N. Horner and Michael Bush. All right, let's get into the game. That was the magic of YouTube. All right, for the Yankees, you got Pereira in left, Bellinger at center, Judge in right, Bohm in third base, Volpe shortstop, Chisholm second base, Goldschmidt one for first base, Fried pitching to Wells. Not pitching to Wells. Wells is catching Shaw, Matt Shaw. Fried is pitching to Matt Shaw. Verbal miscue number one, take a shot. All right, Matt Shaw, his average is 234. You can see, for those of you who are new, you can pause the video at any time when this screen is up. You can see the batting statistics. You've got the season statistics in this first line and today's the game statistics. And for the pitching, you've got season pitching stats and today's stats. Max Fried doing very well for us. He's 11-3, pitching to a 2.59 ERA with 115 strikeouts and 39 walks. All right, let's get this game underway. Wanted to thank all of my subscribers. I have a nice community of 18 subscribers watching. And that's an infield single already. Here's Nico Horner with his new picture. He strikes out. Here's Suzuki, Seiya Suzuki. He gets the lead runner, 2 men away. Here's Happy Ian Happ. Runner goes, the throw. He was waiting for the bus. He is out. When I say he was waiting for the bus, he was waiting for that guy to come in to tag him out. Ben Brown, what can Brown do for you? He can strike out. That's what he can do. Alec Baum. And he hits a gapper. He's going to make it to second base with no throw to second. And I think he just got called out at third base. Why? Why did you do that? Out at third base, trying to stretch a hit. I need to talk to my third base coach. Because that's his call, right? Because the runner is looking at his coach. All right, I got to see who my third base coach is. I'm going to have to fire him. I think he, there wasn't there a game where he had the runner round third base and go home, and the runner was called out. He was caught at home for the out. That's a deep fly ball. And just like that, the Chicago Cubs lead 1-0. Here's Bush. One man away. Swanson Dinner. He's at first base. Crow Armstrong. Two men away. And Tyler Nevin. I have a baseball card for Mr. Nevin. Amaya. First and second, 2 men away. Pop up to center, going back, and he makes the play. All right, here comes the judge. All rise. Game number 93. I can't believe it. When I did the first game, I said, wait, this is a lot of work. Editing, recording, uploading, all that stuff. But I ended up actually enjoying the challenge. We project to finish this series somewhere in February or January, sometime early of 2026. When we do that, I am planning on doing a few things on the channel before I start a new simulation. I don't know. I may do a Mets simulation. Stanton. One thing I am going to do, I am going to use Baseball Mobile 2017. Wait, no, I can't. I'm going to have to use 2025 because 2017 doesn't have that feature, I don't think. I want to do a best of 7 simulated World Series for 2025, and the World Series players would be the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Detroit Tigers in a best of 7 simulation. What if those two teams made it to the World Series here in 2025? Now, full disclosure, when I do a best of 7 series with Baseball Mobile, and it's a simulated World Series, keep in mind that I'm using the rosters from the start of the season. The Yankees tie it up, so it's pulling the rosters from the beginning of the season. So from opening day rosters, you're going to get the Detroit Tigers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. So in a way, it's not a true what if because the players are going to be different, but it'll still be fun to see if the two opening day rosters, how they match up in a best of 7 series. So I'm thinking that once this series is over, I am going to do a Detroit Tigers, Arizona Diamondbacks, best of 7, what if both of those teams made it. All right, we're trying to get a few more runs here. That's going to be off the wall. Cody belly laugh Bellinger with a, what's that? A 2-run double, and the Yankees lead 3-1. Here's Judge. Hey, that's pretty cool. The more I talk, the more we get hits. We got to keep it going. 4-1. So be on the lookout for that. I hope you enjoy that. And that'll happen right after this series concludes. He is out at second base. Here's Goldschmidt. I want to do those two themes. I have a YouTuber that I watch every day, Brainiac Baseball. Those are the two teams he follows. I thought it would be kind of cool so you can see his two teams in the World Series in 2025. Chisholm. I may do a Mets-Yankees also. I mean, there's a lot of things I can do from the end of this series to the beginning of the actual baseball season in 2026. One of the things I think I'm going to do is I am going to buy Out of the Park 27, which is going to have the 2026 rosters in it. I don't know if I'm going to have the actual player photos or the computer generated photos for that series. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if these photos, I'm going to copy copy all the photos from the 2020 Out of the Park 2026 folder, copy it over to the Out of the Park 2027 folder, and see if it captures the see if it still picks up those pictures for that 2026 season in Out of the Park 2027. It's a little confusing because the version is 1 year ahead, but we'll see how that goes. Here's Pereira. The Yankees are leading 5-1, and Max Fried, besides pitching very well, also is getting good run support. So I had some weird things happen in my Mets 2025 playthrough. I started, I kept my playthrough going, but I started two new playthroughs or two new simulations as the New York Mets. The first one I started, well, that one I'm playing, but the second one I simulated to the off season because I wanted to see, because I'm trying to learn the off season. So I don't want to get into the off season without being knowledgeable on the different things that occur and different things that I can do in the off season. And one thing that I noticed is when I did the second off season with the Mets, I could not sign Pete Alonso. I could not re-sign him. When I went to talk with him, I clicked on meet the demand, which is you meet his demand. You can't. I couldn't negotiate. There was no way of saying, okay, let me offer you this, because the season had already ended. So I thought that was kind of not not right. I think we should be able to negotiate. If he's asking for this a certain amount, I want to be able to give him a. Oh, he got thrown out. Did he get thrown out? Yep, he got thrown out at the plate. So that was the first one. I could not re-sign him. I couldn't re-sign Edwin Diaz either. So we didn't. When I would click on meet the demand, I would get a notification from the owner. Um, Not a valid trade. We don't have enough money. Sorry, can't do it, bud. So I couldn't do it. So I said, you know what? Okay, let me start. I started watching more YouTube and I started getting some more insight into the financial parts. So there's certain things you could do with rookies. I mean, with the minor leagues. There's a thing that happens in the minor leagues that you got to keep an eye on with some of the minor leaguers. If you keep a minor leaguer for another season or you start them, I don't remember the actual details, but I'll try to give you the Reader's Digest version. If you release a player, a minor leaguer, because let's say he's already 30 or he's got one option left. If you release them, you save. There's something you save money. I gotta watch the videos again. But anyway, all right, that's neither here nor there. But so what I did was, this game allows you at the start of the season to set your ticket prices. So I went over to see what the price was, and I added like another $30 to the ticket price. And there's also another, I think, tab where you can set your season ticket prices, like season ticket holders. Or no, maybe that just meant your season, like the season, your tickets for the season. So I upped that, the 37 ticket price. And then I also released, I looked at a lot of Drek, a lot of schlubs that were in the minor leagues since I'm not playing this for the following year, right? I released them. So saved money there. The other thing I did was, I started the third simulation to go to the off season, but before I did, I went to the extensions. I talked with Pete Alonso, and I was able to extend him 3 years. So that way I can keep Pete Alonso in my 2025. Now, granted, that 2025 season I'm doing for the Mets, I am also not going to go further with that one. I'm not going to go and play the 2026. I'm just trying to learn as I do actual simulations from, let's say, 1986 and on. I want to be able to know what to do so I can keep certain players that I want to keep. I also try to extend Edwin Diaz. That ball is deep. Edwin Diaz said he didn't want to speak about a contract extension yet. He wants to play out a couple of more seasons. So he said it's basically too early to talk about an extension. So he wouldn't dialogue with us. So anyway, those are the two things I wanted to show you. But the other crazy thing too is one of the simulations, I think I did an extra one. Yeah, I did another one where Pete Alonso retired. So I thought that was weird. That's not realistic. So the thing is, you take a risk going all the way to the off season to speak to your players, especially if they're like 30, like Pete Alonso was. He's 30 years old. If he retires, you're SOL. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm never going to wait to the end of the season. I'm going to actually try to extend players that I want to keep for the next year. So that's my take on out of the park baseball. The other weird thing I'm seeing, again, I never got a chance to patch this particular version. I'm trying to look for the patch so that I can do it, but I'm wondering if because what happened was also at the start of the 2026 season started in February. So I thought that's weird. But I don't know if that's because I didn't include the patch. I didn't update the game from its initial release. Miguel Amaya strikes out. Top of the 7th. And I didn't even realize we are now leading only 5-4. That's a base hit. Come on, get him out, get him out. Matt Shaw gets a double. There's 2 men away. Here's Horner. Round ball. He is out. All right. Bottom of the 7th. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Freddie Cardona Studios. There's the very first page. You can pause it. Baltimore leading 4-1. That's not good for us. Going down to the bottom third, or the bottom half. Where's Toronto? I didn't see Toronto. Oh, there it is. They don't start until later. All right. That was brought to you by Cardona Studios. We need a couple of insurance runs. This is not good. And Volpe gets plunked in the buttocks. Come on. We need to retaliate. I just played my Mets game, my other series, and Lindor and Soto got plunked, and we didn't retaliate. That ball is deep to left. Forget about it. Alec Baum, touch him all. You've just gone yard. And you have given the Yankees a 7-4 lead. Here's Belly Laugh. Belly Laugh grounds out. That was a good insurance run. Here comes the Judge. All rise. Judge walks. Goldschmidt. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Fly ball to left. 2 men away. Here's Jazz Chisholm. He's 0 for 3. Every ties aside. Top of the 8th. Here's Weaver pitching to Suzuki. Suzuki. Fly ball to left. 1 man down. Happy Hap. Here's Ian Happ. Round ball to second. 2 men away. And Michael Bush. Don't call me Anheuser. He walks. And Dansby Swanson Dinner. His nickname is Sunday Dinner. All right, Stanton, bottom of the 8th, trying to get some more insurance runs. Stanton strikes out. Boston Wells 1 for 3. He grounds to first. 2 men away. Everson Pereira hitless in today's contest. Fly ball to left. I have not seen Josh Hader pitch yet. All right. Our closer, Devin Williams. One man down. Nevin. Ground ball gets through. That's going to be a double. Here's Amaya. Miguel Amaya. Oh, that's a hit. But not deep enough to score a run. 7-4, 1 out. Fasten your seatbelts. This is getting interesting. That's gonna be a. Oh, did you see him? He was waving. It looked like he was waving somebody off. Let me see if it shows in the replay. It looks like he was waving his arm, like waving somebody out. Yeah, see that? He was waving. That was cool. You know, you gotta wave off the other defender. He did that. That was pretty cool. He's like, I got it. 2 men away. First and second. Winning run is at the plate. I can't stand the suspense, the tension, the chills, the thrills. Fasten your seatbelts. Take a deep breath. Here we go. Bases are loaded. Happy at the plate. I hope to make him sad. This is tense. Imagine if I were playing the Mets. I'd be beside myself. Here's Hader. I hardly know her. He just came in. Still has his Houston. We delivered his hat to him. I don't know why he doesn't want to wear his Yankee hat. All right, here we go. All right, Josh. He walks in. All right. Well, this is good. We got lefty on lefty. Hope I don't get mobiled. He struck him out. Yankees win. Yankees win. Why are you doing this to me, game? Whew. All right, Josh Hader with his first appearance that I can remember. Came in through in the clutch. All right, 5-1 this one. Oof. Let me just show you the game recap. You can pause it there. Check out the line scores. I don't know why I can't just scroll down continuously. It always ends. Again, you guys can pause the game. A-Bomb is the player of the game. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Before I do that, let's get the standings so you can see, once again, where we are. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next video.